And welcome to it. I am Marc Aflalo in Montreal, as always, with Mitchell Whitfield alongside me in Los Angeles. An exciting show lined up. Lots of Apple products released this week, Mitchell. We've got some cool upcoming shows. Asus will be rejoining us to talk about some pretty cool stuff. Elgato has the new Stream Deck XL Plus that came out. I've got that in my hands. So exciting to be back and talk about tech with you, Mitchell. How are you doing?
I like that you're going very, very ritzy with me today, young man. Everything's good. I'm happy to be here, obviously. I have to tell you, I'm a little distracted because, as you know, and we talked about this on one of our shows, I jumped in and not updated my PC. I got a new PC and I got it from Costco. It was an iBuyPower pre-done PC. Really good specs. It works brilliantly. And I was gaming on it last night, doing a lot of tests, going back and forth between my Xbox Series X, which is a powerful machine, but obviously much less expensive than a PC, to my PC, which is wonderful in its own way. And I'm very interested. I know we're going to be trying this too. We'll talk about this another time. We're going to be doing handhelds in the PC world as well.
We are.
So I can sort of look at the three and see how Xbox has kind of brought its ecosystem and is able to apply the software and the experience side to three different, console, PC, and handheld, which I'm very intrigued by. But the PC experience, it's been so long since I've been a PC gamer. I'll use quotey fingers and upset people. That I forgot how customizable it is, and I forgot how hot a PC can get and make your room.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that's a good thing. If your room is getting warm from your PC, it should be because it's taking all the heat that's being generated inside by the CPU and GPU,
exhausting it,
and the fans are exhausting it into your room. And you wouldn't think it. But honestly, it's its own heat source. So in the wintertime, if you have a good gaming PC and you don't want to waste or, have a high gas bill, or if you have electric heat, do a little gaming. It'll be like Christmas. It'll be toasty. You can hang stockings in the room. It's wonderful, but it's hot.
My son Zach got a new PC as well a couple months ago. We built, we custom built it. Got some components from NZXT, got our own stuff. And his last computer was, I gotta tell you, in the winter, that room is nice and toasty. In the summer, unfortunately, it's also nice and toasty. So I definitely feel that pain. But yeah, I mean, your computer's down on the floor, right? So it keeps your feet nice and toasty at all times.
Well, heat rises, as we all know. And what happens is, it doesn't really stay at the feet. The way that I have this done, I have a built-in my office. You can't see, but the desk itself is built into the room. And it has a sliding center drawer top, which is perfect, actually. It has a little, the top of the drawer kind of comes down so you can access the keyboard and mouse and have them stowed here on sliders. It's really clever, really well done. But because of the way that it's built, and I have this almost little shelf drawer. It's not really a drawer. It's a shelf that slides out with a fake drawer pull to it. Because of the design, it's blowing the heat up to this shelf for the keyboard, and then it's like dispersing it depending on the angle of how I have the front of it. I can control the heat almost like a vent in a car. It's really weird. But yeah, I mean, I'll obviously, heating jokes aside, it's been wonderful. I like checking the stats, making sure the thermals are working properly, making sure the GPU isn't overheating, and I can tell you it's not, because it's blowing all that heat, like I said, right into the room. And the games look great, and it's playing. And that's the whole thing. I think there's and we'll get on to Apple right after this. I think there's this idea in PC gaming, and maybe it's looking from the outside in, from people that want to jump in, but they think, well, if I'm going to jump in, I want to do it right. I want to get an expensive rig. You don't need to spend $3,000 or $4,000 in order to have a really, really good gaming experience where you can do it at either high or ultra levels, depending whether you're at 1080p, 1440, 4K. 4K at the higher levels, you are probably going to want to run a slightly more expensive machine. But if you're doing 1440p gaming, 1080p gaming, you can have an amazing experience for well under $2,000. I've seen rigs for $1,200 that do amazing things. So it really is worth trying out. I'm having a great time, basically. I'm having a blast.
Now, you and I were talking last week or the week before. We were talking about kind of the future of the Xbox, right? Because, Xbox chief Phil Spencer is gone. He's no longer with the company, whether
Correct.
that was amicable or someone else's decision. So a lot of changes incoming. And Zach came to me, my son, and said, I think the Xbox is done. They're not going to be doing this anymore. I said, Zach, I know they don't make much money on the Xbox itself, but on everything else that goes along with it, there's a lot of revenue being generated there. If you look at things like Activision, things like that, just everything that goes along with it. And I was bringing this up with you, and you're like, I think the future here is really more kind of a hybrid. Can you go into that a little bit about what your thoughts are on the vision of this?
Absolutely. And they've come out recently and talked about the new hardware. By the way, there is new Xbox hardware coming out. That has definitely been confirmed by multiple sources inside and outside of Xbox.
It's been how many years at this point? I mean, we're probably at 4 years now?
We're still, and I think we're going to see the cycle shorten. Normally we see like an 8-year cycle between consoles. Is that about right? I think that's probably about right. I think we're going to see a shorter one. I think this is going to be about 6 years. I think we're going to see something either at the end of 2027 or the beginning of 2028. So here's the thing. Zach is right, but he also shouldn't worry. He's right and not right. He's right in that the Xbox console as we know it, a dedicated video game console that only plays your console games, that's not what the next Xbox is going to be. The next Xbox is going to be a hybrid that is going to be part PC, part Xbox, with the Xbox overlay on it that will allow you to play all of your console games, all of your PC games, access all of the PC storefronts like Battle.net, Epic Games, whatever storefront you buy your PC games from, that will be baked into the new Xbox experience, as well as Steam. If you have a whole Steam library, because again, people worry about, I spent all this money, and they worry about this with old console games too. This isn't like a thing that's just for PC. People that buy early, the original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, you have all these generations of physical hardware or even digital hardware, and you're trying to make sure you can play and have access to all those games. So Xbox and Microsoft want to make it easy to play everything, but they want to give you one place to do it. So it will be a hybrid of a PC console combo. It's going to be more expensive. Everyone is saying it'll probably be between $1,000 and $1,500. So Xbox is taking a totally different approach. And I think that's really smart. That puts them in a position where they're no longer competing per se on the same level or trying to compete with Sony and saying, look, we're making an Xbox that's just like your next PlayStation. It's going to be a console and it's going to be in the $700 or $800 range, and let's go at it. I think they know Sony has already won that war. So why try to win something when you can create your own section, when you can create your own segment? And I think that's what they're trying to do. We know that Valve has been trying to put out this Steam machine, supposed to come out this year. We know that with the rising prices of RAM and storage to an extent as well, It's made it very hard for any manufacturer, let alone someone new to the hardware realm in terms of like making a PC box, which is what the Steam machine is. The challenge is there. I pushed it off for at least to the end of this year, maybe next year. So this new hybrid system would take the place of a Steam machine and an Xbox and a PC and roll it into one device. And I think by doing that, Microsoft knows, okay, we're not really necessarily competing with Sony anymore. We're doing our own thing. If people want to jump in on this, it is going to be more expensive, but we think this experience is going to be worth it, since a good gaming PC can be up to, $2,000 and up if you want to go crazy, or $1,500.
Yeah.
A console is about $600. So when you're combining them all, then you can get them all for like between $1,000 and $1,500. Now yes, it's more expensive, but it's also a better value proposition. If you were thinking of going out and getting your own PC, you want a Steam machine, you want an Xbox, this is all of them at once at what will be a really reasonable price with really strong hardware. I think they're saying something like 5 times more powerful than the current Xbox Series X, which already competes with some PCs in terms of power.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to tune into Your Tech Report every week on SiriusXM, and you can go to YourTechReport.com for all our interviews. And if you like this content, do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more.